Alright, and welcome everyone. I am Painted Dr. Girlfriend, and this is Fallout 4. I'm new to this streaming stuff, so we're gonna start out kinda slow. You'll probably notice I do a lot of Fallout 4 as it is my favorite game. Anyway, starting out slow. We're gonna look at add-ons. I have Automatron, Wasteland Workshop, Bar Harbor, Contraptions Workshop, Vault Tech Workshop, Nuka World. The other two I don't really care about, haven't worried about. And now, creations. This has kind of replaced mods. I used to only use one, I believe it was called Vector, where you would download them online. You still can use that, but this is a little bit more. I'm just going to show you some that I think are really cool. You'll notice I have several. One of my favorites, the Slocum Joe's Coffee and Donuts Workshop Pack. That one's fun. It's just a nice little trader post type thing that you can put up. The Country Roads holotape from Fallout 76. I just like the song. Enclave Remnants. This one's fun because it gives you some fun little turrets and whatnot to use. I really like the turrets, to be honest with you. Moving on. Some home base locations that you can add. Neon Flats, Nor Penthouse, both very nice. And then one that I think is my very favorite mod that I always use. The Sentinel Control System Companion. Awesome stuff. You get a power suit of armor that is your companion. It does not interfere with any of your other companions, even dog meat. I have another mod that allows me to have dog meat with me at all times also. You'd have a nice little entourage. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend. Anyway, moving on. Because I had some technical issues, I had started a character, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of her and start again because, well, why wouldn't we? Anyway, let me just delete a few things here so we can get a nice, fresh start. Yes, I have several characters already. Anyway, here we go. And you may also hear in the background a co-pilot. I have kitty co-pilots that like to help, and no, do not chew on that. That is my headphone cord. Please and thank you. Alright, we are going to go ahead and skip this, but before we do, Fallout. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Anyway. Here's your opening screen.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hon.
A little bit of audio issues there. Personally, I don't like the male actor for the voicing, so I don't usually use him. I'll just, pick something that, kind of works. Since I just have decided we're going to do Owie, a Beth Sanchez character, I'm gonna go ahead and make him look a little bit more like Jerry. Did I say Beth Sanchez? I meant Beth Smith. Anyway, moving on. I don't like the male character, so we're going to go ahead and keep him as that. And trying to find a model that I like for Beth. Honestly, I have a hard time sometimes picking a model because you'll find one that you're like, that kind of works, but not quite. This one I think is pretty good. Let's go ahead and we'll change her up just a little bit. Her color needs to be much paler. I think that works pretty well for Beth.
Every time I see that face.
Something that I always do is remove all the extras because you're not going to need it. So, whilst we're in here, something that Beth does have is lipstick, and her lipstick is red. So let's pick a good color. Yeah, that seems alright. This one I always mess up when applying an extra, as they call it, makeup, a blemish, what have you. You have to push space and then accept. Otherwise, you won't accept it, and you won't be wearing it. Anyway, back to her face. Beth's eyes. I would usually say she has blue eyes, but, and maybe I'll put up a little clip of her here, she actually has just black dots. And you will also notice here I have a lot of eye colors available. this is from a mod. Maybe I will get into my mods list and post a screenshot of that also, for those of you who are curious. But yes, tons of eye colors, and actually those ones aren't too bad, but I think I might have something that's a little bit more just black, even if it's just a dark color. Let's see here. And then once we're done, we will move on to her hair. And even though we have two options for Beth, we can do Space Beth or we can do normal, domesticated mom, as Summer calls her. I will probably continue with domesticated mom as I did in my previous tests, but we shall see. That doesn't too bad. Let's see. I like this one. We'll do that one. But I think she... yeah, that's... maybe we can make... oh, I have another co-pilot. Co-pilot number 2. Let's go ahead and sculpt, and we might make them... yeah, just a teeny bit bigger. Okay, I'm happy with that. Color. So, before we go to color, you'll notice I have a lot of also hair color mods. Not all named right, but hey, they're there, available. Let's see here. I think... yeah, dirty blonde.
Best hairdresser, I swear.
And I think her nose also kind of needs to change a little bit.
Such a cute nose.
Let's see here. Let's do...
Sweetie.
what's the difference? I guess the eyes are a little different. I'll do.
Looking good, huh?
And before I move on too much, I will just show some of the hair differences. I think evening out works well. Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, elegant, I think, works better, Beth. But let's show some of the different things we can do. So, another mod, lots of different hairstyles, but we're going to keep the normal one that we have on her already. And I think her lips could different too. No, not perch. That's not Beth.
Not bad at all.
Maybe they were good before. Well, maybe a smirk. I think Beth would do a smirk.
Yeah, I like that.
Her mouth looks so small, though. Let's see what... co-pilot taking over. Let's see.
Sean has your smile, you know.
Oh, is it just the bottom? Let's see. Nope, it's the same.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep that for now. I'm still not quite happy with it. But beggars can't be choosers in Fallout. So, let's look at her body. And that sounds really weird, but you know what I mean. Beth is pretty thin, so we're gonna thin her down. And yeah, that's more Beth, I think. Still kind of, but yeah, you get what I mean. Anywho, yeah. Rugged Jerry. We'll keep Rugged Jerry. He's not gonna stick around. Spoilers. Anyway. Now we have Beth all made up.
Good morning, Mum.
Good morning, Codsworth.
173.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Today's newspaper just delivered.
Thanks, Codsworth.
Enjoy your coffee, Mum.
I like being nice to Codsworth. And pardon me one moment whilst I turn up my volume a little bit. There we go. Let's try that. Okay. So, let's look around a little bit. Part that I think is kind of sad.
Never gonna find that dog.
But that's okay.
Like someone made a sticky. I shall
I'll let you handle that.
I'm glad we got
And
Codsworth.
so, Nora is a lawyer, which is kind of cool. And then, obviously, Nate, military. Seems to be a very common theme. Oh, and there's the vault Tech representative. Oh boy. Let's just wait here for him. Cool kitchen. I wouldn't mind a mixer like that. That's kind of cool.
It's that salesman again. I don't know why he keeps bothering you.
I do.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Good morning.
Isn't it? Just
That's
look at
something you
style
can
there.
expect with using mods in Fallout. They kind of
I've been trying for
mess
days.
things up a little
It's a
bit.
matter of utmost urgency.
Mostly
I
audio, as you can tell. They're not exactly lined up, but it's all good.
Then I'm glad I opened the door.
Oh, me too.
I do have to say, maybe it's the eye mod, but the Vault-Tec rep has some nice eyes.
Time being, I'm here today to tell
Not
you
some great audio, though.
because of your family service to our country. You have been pre-selected for entrance
Just a little
into
slow.
the local vault.
Sounds great.
Vault, it is. Believe you me. Now, you're already cleared for entrance.
I know. You could play without mods, but then why would I play? Mods are half the fun, I think. And plus, I've played Fallout so much, it doesn't really matter to me.
Now,
Okay, so, as I have said, we are doing Beth Smith. Oops, if I could spell anyway. Alright. And now, Beth, I'll give her a little bit of strength, some perception. I think she can endure pretty good. Lots of charisma, I think. Yeah. Intelligence, some agility, I think more intelligence, more charisma, and perception. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay.
wonderful. Let's see. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations.
So you're probably wondering why
Thanks
I'm
again.
doing Beth Smith. I just
For you,
enjoy
Sean, no price is too high.
playing different characters. Because as I've said, I've played Fallout a lot. I do also think it's interesting Codsworth apparently does not know the name Beth,
Get ahead, honey. I'll be there in a second to help.
because he just called me Ms. Smith. But anyway, yes, I've played Fallout quite a lot, so I usually like to play as a character, not just me. I've done Summer Smith, and I have also done Rick Sanchez before, so why not
Giving his mother any trouble? Is that most
doing some Beth time?
been?
Excuse me, I had to take a drink.
That's
Rugged Jerry.
on his best behavior, just like his dad.
So I guess this would be Morty, since it's a boy.
Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
And we're gonna do some
Oh,
sarcasm.
right. Park with you, because I want to get pregnant again.
Codsworth, what's wrong?
Oh, just you wait, Jerry.
Followed by yes, followed by
And I
flashes,
believe Ron Perlman,
sounds of
voicing
explosions. We're
the great
seeking
and
more
legendary Ron Perlman.
stations. We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and my God, Pennsylvania.
So the TV series
We need to
Fallout
get
is
to the
out.
vault. Now!
One moment while I say goodbye to Codsworth.
Stay safe, honey.
Anyway, so Fallout the series on Prime has come out, and I've been watching it. It's enjoyable. If my timeline is correct, I believe this is occurring simultaneously once the bombs drop with Fallout, because I believe, if I remember correctly, I just recently watched the first episode again. I think they said it was 212 years since the bombs dropped. But I could be wrong on that. It could be this one, Fallout 4. But
We need to
on
get
the
in.
list,
We're on the list.
such a Karen.
Adult male,
Anyway,
adult female.
I believe this is happening pretty simultaneously with the TV series, which is kind of cool because they show what is happening on the West Coast, and this is, as you can see, on the East Coast. And in the series, again, spoilers, sorry, I really enjoy the series, so I'm going to talk about it. In the series, you can see that
It's fine. We're gonna be okay.
they
Oh my God!
bomb California extensively. As you can see here, it appears there's only one bomb going off close by, and we would totally die from this, just saying. Anyway, there's only one bomb. Thank you, co-pilot. There's only one bomb going off near us that we can visually see. In the TV series, let me think back. I think I saw 3 different bombs go off near where Cooper was with his daughter Janie. And that's just insane. Like, I don't know how they expect him to have survived that. Sorry, just pointing it out. Another fun thing about mods. No elevator door. No elevator platform. We're just going with it. Anyway, up the stairs. But yes, Fallout TV series. Highly recommend. Very good. Great cast. Actually, Jerry's actor is in the Fallout TV series. I am not going to reveal who he is. I will let you find that as you will. And if you look to your right, you see a scenic view of the cryopods that they tell us are decontamination pods. Shocker. Baltech lied. And here you can see the decontamination pod in quotes. Not. It is a cryopod. And if you look closely, you can see the ice already. So, I'm not sure how they've expected to fool us. And see how icy it is right there? And Jerry needs help with Morty.
Who's my little guy? I'm not going far. I'll just be over there.
All set? Step inside and put on your vault suit.
Huh. Doctor. Sorry. Continuing.
The pod will decontaminate and
Aha.
you before we
Lie face, don't you face lies me. And 3, 2, 1, you are frozen popsicles. And here we are, frozen in our cryopod. Time goes by, the bombs have dropped obviously. We're waking up. Why are we waking up? And in a few moments, now that we're slightly conscious, who the heck are these people? And why are they opening my husband's cryopod? Well, they're trying to take your baby. And co-pilot is back. And shocker, they are taking your baby and kill your husband. And you're the backup, apparently. And freezing again. So, this has happened, them taking Sean, about 160 years into your frozen process. And now you're waking up again about 50 years after that. So you've been frozen approximately 210 years. Falling out, blah blah blah.
Come on. Oh, God.
Sorry, Jerry.
I'll find who did this.
Support character. Woohoo!
And I'll get
And see, they're all dead. And it looks like they struggled, honestly. Like, that's terrifying. Being locked in this and you're dying. Oh, that one's empty. That was mine. Yep. So maybe they didn't all struggle. I hope. But let's go ahead. We'll look at this. Cryopod array. Offline premature termination resulting in system failure. Oh my. Controls disabled. That's fun. Offline. Blah blah blah. Add occupant status. Shocker. They're all dead, and if you go through all of this, which I have, deceased cause of death, asphyxiation due to failure of life support. Yeah, they all died. Hopefully in their sleeps. But you never know, they had to thaw a little bit. Somehow you didn't die, and we're just going to open this. We're not going to actually go really into the depth here. But all these people in here, they're dead too. There's only like 6 of them though, so yeah. Anywho, there's a screwdriver. Not sure why I picked that up. But this is inaccessible. It's not going to let you go through there. We go through here. And as you can see, huge roaches, rad roaches. Security baton. Da 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 da. Look through here for anything useful. Ooh, stim pack, wonder glue, heck yeah. A cigarette, woo. I don't think there's anything useful on this terminal, but we'll go ahead and look at it. Last entry. No all clear. Hey, co-pilot, what are you doing up there? Alrighty. And I'm not going to read this. I'll let you guys read this if you want to, but essentially, they're running out of food. This vault was only supposed to be closed for like 180 days, I believe it was. Let's look at the first one. But anyway, they were supposed to be down here for 180 days, just testing the long-term events of cryogenic suspension on a human. So when they were down here for, I doubt they made it very long, close to the 200 years, but when they were down here for that long, they ran out of food. Not a big shock there. And you may notice that it still bit me even though I did try to hit it before it did. That's just gonna happen. That's why I'm not a big melee person in this game, unless you have a good weapon. I do not count the security batons as a good weapon. I do also collect things, real life and in the game. What we're collecting in the game is going to be holotapes, comic books, and bobbleheads. You already probably know that you collect bobbleheads in this game. It gives you perks, which is pretty cool. So do the not the video games, the comic books. Sorry, brain freeze. Anyway, the comic books will also give you perks, which is cool, but you have to go find them. And online you can find handy dandy little lists that let you check off which ones you find. At least before I was able to find lists like that. And they help you keep track, which is super nice because who wants to go tracking down the same comic book or bobblehead again? Not I. And if you sneak up on them, it's a lot easier to kill them, but be careful that you don't get shocked by that. Anywho, we don't need to worry too much about those ones. We just need to kill these ones. There we go. I will say that being a melee weapons character is okay once you get a couple of perks of leveling under your belts. Excuse me again while I take a drink. Because once you have a few layers of perks under your belt, you're able to get some fun enhancements. Yeah, we'll go with that. And one is where you're able to move quickly between attacks. I want to say it's called Berserker. I could be wrong about that. We'll have to look it up later. Anyway, here is the Overseer's terminal and their instructions. Let's see. Testing long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware, the big thing there. Because before, I was curious why they were testing long-term suspension effects on people when in the Fallout series you see, spoilers, that the management vaults are cryogenically suspended also. So why are they testing this? If they already have management on us, shouldn't they already know? But I don't work for Vault Tech, I'm just playing the game. Anyway, let's see here. Long-term monitoring while be handled remotely. Bad idea. I was hoping it would say in here how long they were supposed to stay in here, but we will find out later, I suppose. The Cryolator, that's one that I think is really cool, and we'll see it soon. It's a weapon. I'll let you read this if you want, but there you go, Cryolator. Not super duper important, just talks about what they were supposed to do while they were here. Overseer's Law. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Orientation, blah blah blah, ready to open. Da 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 da. October 23rd, it's happened. This is the day the bombs dropped. So they're talking about how only one person missed the call, Norhagen. What makes me curious about this, if this Norhagen person, if that is a name or if that is a location, because you'll see later that Norhagen is a location on our map. Let's see here. Went smoothly, blah 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 blah. They didn't realize they were being frozen. System issues, malfunction. So somebody had some palpitation. Anywho, we can read this if we want to. Supplies running low. Real party. See. Okay, there's been no all clear. And they're nearing the end of their 180-day mandatory shelter period. So, meaning they should leave. I'm assuming anyway. But, I mean, you just went through a nuclear apocalypse. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Personally, I feel like this was a oversight on Vault-Tech's part, because where were they gonna go? Anyway, keep going. Da 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 da. Mutiny. Oh. So, surprise! Security personnel led the mutiny. But, I mean, they're all dead, so, yeah. Still even have to open the evacuation tunnel. As you can see, they're all dead because there's a whole bunch of skeletons down here. Evidence A. Anyhow, we'll go through here first. If we want anything... Ooh, preserved cigarette pack. I wonder how that's going to smoke compared to the ones that aren't preserved. Anywho, going through... We'll go back for that in a second, because that is the fun little bit that I was talking about. Okay, so... got some ammo, we got another gun, and that's it for this. This is the cryolite. As you can see, it is locked, and you have to have a master lockpicking to be able to get to that. I don't have a Pip-Boy yet, so I can't show you how long that's going to take. And if you try to enter it the good old-fashioned way...
Nice. Coming back later for you.
But we're not. We're taking it right now. So... I am a fan of console commands, because I play on PC, as you can probably tell by now. To unlock this case in console command, you push that nice little dashy button next to your number 1, and you click on what you want to open. And you type in unlock. Enter. Ta-da! You're in. Sorry, that was probably a very off-tune ta-da, but that's what you get during winter.
Perfect.
Alright, so, the cryolator. Damage is 20. We have 200 ammo. Fire rate is 90. At range, 71. Accuracy, 66. Weight, a whopping 13.2. If you are playing survival, that matters. A lot. Value is 302. We are not playing survival. I actually don't even remember what setting this is on. So let's go ahead and take a look-see real quick. Gameplay. We are on hard. So, not your standard setting. Normal is where you'll start out if you're just playing. And as you can see, all difficulty levels affect damage and chances of encounter legendary enemies. Since I have it on hard, the higher I go, the more legendaries I find. But if you go to survival, you stay there. You cannot change your difficulty level. Survival is a very interesting beast. I've played it a few times. Maybe I'll do a video about it later on. But you cannot fast travel. There is no save. There is no console commands. I suggest console commanding all your stuff before you go into survival mode. Quick pro tip. Anywho, survival mode. Many more aspects to the game. A bit more fun, but gotta be really wanting it. So, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of that. Missed that one, but this is where I show you VATS. And VATS is quite useful because it just helps. I haven't tested this to check, but I think you might get a bit more experience points for using VATS. Let's see. We'll try to test it now. I missed that. We'll have to go back to that. But there we go. Somebody go back and check that for me. Maybe I will. Anywho, be sure to loot. Always loot your dead bodies, otherwise you're not getting anything. You ain't looting, you ain't playing. And before we check out that dead body over there, we're gonna sneak on up here because there he is! Yes, I haven't played this a whole bunch. Anywho, dead body. This is from a mod that I have, an Oni Scout with acquisition orders. You may be wondering, why is there an Oni Scout with acquisition orders in a vault? I don't have a Pip-Boy yet. I cannot look at that yet. So, we are going to come over here and corpse squat, as Deacon calls it. You will find out later on. Spoilers. And pick up our nice little dusty Pip-Boy. Wipe the screen, let it load up. Take a drink. Bum-ba-da-da. Pip-Boy. Okay, so we have a nice little gun. Oh, it only takes 10mm. That's cool. So I don't have to really change up ammo too much. And I can show you how to change ammo eventually. We have our vault suits and whatnot. We will get there. But we will be going to this and looking at the Oni Scouts acquisition order. So here is their acquisition order. Vault 111. Cryo facility. May contain parts and materials. Now, my big question, as you will see later on in our game, where there is one Oni Scout, there are more. Where are the rest of our Oni Scouts? To be seen. Anyway, another location is Oni Castle Base. Interesting. General Scouting, blah 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 blah. Brotherhood of Steel. We'll see them later on. They're fun. The Minutemen. We will see them. And have taken residence of Castle Base. What's at the castle? Anyway, we're going to open the vault. So, to open a vault, you have to have a Pip-Boy. You'll see that later on also. We're going to loot, because if you ain't looting, you ain't playing. And yeah, you'll notice I left some of those back in lockers because, well, it don't really need vault suits. And I'm going to go ahead and change mine because you can't really tell in here too much, but it's dirty. Maybe I'll change it once I get into the light. Okay. Last look at the vaults. Jumping on up. And again, no elevator door or platform. So we're just gonna kind of stand here and wait for things to sound like they're not moving anymore. Okay, turn around and you get this option. Do you want to change your name, your special attributes, your appearance? But you can still kind of change your appearance once you leave. It's just there are other things you can't change once you leave here. Or finish up and exit the vault. We're going to exit the vault. Here we go.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you.
So you may notice I am taking a lot of drinks, but I'm talking a lot. But I will totally encourage you, stay hydrated, people. It's important. And here we go, exiting the vaults. Missed the thank you for choosing Vault Tech. But, you just heard it from me. Haha. Alright, here we go. Bright World. So I think this is interesting, actually. Vault 111 is the only one I have experienced that has an elevator like this, where you go down as you do to the vault, which is expected, but you come back up on the elevator like this, and it's not coming out of a mountain or anything like what you see, for example, in the television show. We come up this elevator, you can see Sanctuary Hills right here. Pretty. And all your little missions are floating in right there. We're gonna take a look. This is the one we must do. That is how you get your Sentinel power armor. But we're gonna just let that sit for a little bit. That's your main quest right there, and then you get all these extras. And our map, here we are at Vault 111. Sanctuary Hills is right there. This is a part of a mod, you don't have to worry about that. And you can go there. It does give you a workshop, but I never set that one up. It's just there. It's a part of one that controls the weather. I don't have the holotape yet, though. I have to make that still. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'll catch you guys once we start the next one. And I will go ahead and show you, yes, I do quick save. Bye-bye.